Now, good morning. How are you doing, people? We are the Space Junkies taking over What About It channel. First of all, very important news. No Felix as usual in these Monday morning conversations, but we have a special guest called Ship 37, and it's going to make its way to a special place where it's going to do its special stuff. But before that, hi, David. Welcome back.
Hello everyone, greetings, nice people all around the world. Yeah, I've returned.
By the way, the bird left.
Oh,
Sorry.
but yeah, the other bird is still
The
there.
other bird, yeah.
Yeah.
You spotted two birds. Sorry.
Anyway, I returned from my very short summer trip, 1 day trip actually. So I'm back.
But you are not Peter.
No, I'm not Peter.
You're not Peter
And
back.
I'm not the Terminator as well. So yeah, we will escort Ship 37 hopefully on her road or her rollout from the Mega Bay 2 to the, let's say, launch side, but currently it's test site. So yeah, I hope many of you will join to this party, and you will be satisfied in our 1 hour show what we can share. So yeah, stay with us. And as Szabi mentioned, Szabi, not Szabi nor me, are Felix, and it's not the regular 2 days show, but it's our regular Monday live chat.
Yeah.
Okay, that's all.
So we saw that bird, and let's focus on the other bird. And we've got, it looks like Felix in the chat. So if you're interested in Felix, Tuesdays and Fridays, always rolling out the new episodes. And in the meantime, let's just see what's going on, because this special prototype is finally making its way to the test site, and it will conduct some special test because it's been pretty quiet lately, and finally something happens. Actually, quite some stuff happens. I think before we focus on the roll, which is not happening just yet, let me just open a couple of stuff in the background. And so first of all, we've seen another prototype rolling to the completely other direction, right? Because Ship 38 made its way to Messi's.
Yeah, so it's the sister ship of 37. So it's the latest V2 or Block 2. The ships are usually girls.
Gender equality, bro. Gender equality.
Okay, so it. Let's say by it. Okay. So no one will get hurt. So yeah, Ship 38, what we can see on this video, and yeah, it was left the production site, precisely the Mega Bay 2 yesterday in the morning. And yeah, it was rolled out to the Messi's outpost or Messi's test site because maybe as you heard or maybe as you know, only the static fire test site was damaged and was hurt during the Ship 36 blow up, but the cryo test site or cryo test station is still on. And that means that the Ship 38, which is, as I mentioned, the last one of the version 2 or the Block 2 generation, could join the party. And yeah, so that means, of course, there is no Raptors inside yet. So it will conduct the first cryogenic proof tests, maybe some thrust pack tests as well. And after everything is conducted or finished, it will be rolled back to the production site in the Mega Bay 2. It will get the Raptors, second generation Raptors, and after flight 10, it will conduct its static fire. But yeah, it's quite in the future.
We got some nice close-ups from Starship Gazer, and you can see how nicely coming Ship 38 together. There was a question. First of all, thank you for the super chat, McDiamond. And Fabrizio is asking, is there any possibility they can make 2 static fire on 2 ships without having to disassemble or reassemble all the adapters that are now on pad 1? And I think you already answered the question because there are no Raptors in this prototype. Yeah.
Yeah, so there was one one option what SpaceX engineers talked about. So the option one was the original plan that ship 37 will conduct the static fire. After it, these special ring and the special articles and the cryo pipes will be built out or built back, and they are preparing the OLM, so the orbital launch mount, to the flight 10. And after the flight 10, they will build up again this strange strange system with which they can conduct the static fires, and then ship 38 can come. And there was an option too, that they are conducting the ship 37 static fire, and in the meantime they are preparing ship 38 as well for static fire. But since this would take much more time, and they don't want to waste any more time, as it of course which is possible, they want to fly, or they want to do the flight 10 first, and after it they can prepare ship 38. And because after it the OLM will be scrapped because it has to be rebuilt for the Block 3 versions, it's actually doesn't matter how big damage will it take eventually during the ship 38 static fire or during the flight 11. So summarizing, the option one will be the reality actually. So again, just summarizing, ship 37 static fire flight 10, and ship 38 static fire then flight 11.
Right, so we've got another video I need to show you from the Messi site, and watch for this area. And it looks like, look, there's a bright light there, and it goes off and comes back again. So this is now the proof that they have tested the payload door, which is great. It's good to see.
At least it can be opened on Earth. And yeah, it's a big question how it will work in space.
Yep.
Because
definitely.
as far as we could see, it wasn't the best solution yet. So hopefully the engineers could find some solution of this matter.
Yep. Okay, let's see the live cam. Do we have any movement yet?
Not yet.
We are sincerely hoping that we're gonna be surprised with a nice rollout, because we always do this program from our time 5, and it's 10 o'clock, right?
Local time is 10 o'clock.
So Central Time, and then Eastern Time 11, I think, US. And yeah, that would be so nice if it coincides with the roll. But we will see. We're gonna keep an eye on it.
So yeah, actually the road closure time was a bit adjusted, because originally it was from midnight until 4 a.m. local time, but since S37 wasn't ready for the rollout, it was adjusted from 10 a.m. local time until 4 p.m. local time. So that's why we are hoping that S37 will start pretty soon its journey to the launch site, or rather to say pad A. So yeah, we keep an eye on it, but in the meantime, of course, we want to talk about the last week, what happened or what not happened. So if you have any questions,
mostly nothing happened.
Yeah, unfortunately, not so much happened, but at least this rollout's making a bit excitement nowadays. So yeah, and
let's cover. I mean, whilst we are on these two prototypes, let's just talk about the options, because, I mean, obviously we've been talking about this in the past few weeks, because there's not much to talk about, but this is very important and very crucial. 2 tests are ahead. We will see that how things are proceeding, because these are, as David already mentioned, these are the last 2 V ships. So the the two last second generation ships in the line, and very important how they're gonna do. Well, first of all, let's hope that nothing gonna explode again on the pad. Most likely, SpaceX has removed that type of problem, and they're gonna triple check COPVs from now on. So hopefully, this was the last time that this ever happened, and very important to see how the launch gonna happen, how 37 gonna proceed. It's so important for them to see how this new design is working out, because V3 is not gonna be that much different on the outside, at least. From the inside, probably they're gonna tweak a lot of stuff, but they need to validate the shape of this new generation because they don't have that yet.
Yes, so the main question is not anymore, or not only how the Raptor engines and all the inside systems are working, but rather how the heat shield can survive the re-entry. Even, of course, first the ship has to reach that phase, I mean the plasma phase. So that's the first question, how the ascent phase will look like, and of course how they could conduct or how they could perform the in-space tests. And of course, Ship 37 is the first nominee to do these tests finally, and then they have only one ship left for the second generation. And since the production line is already changed for the third generation or the V3 versions, they have to collect as many data as possible with these last two again, nominees or family members of the second generation.
Yeah, so very crucial. There was a question asking which one is which on the screen. I can see Felix has already answered. So in the center that you can see in front of Megabay 2, that's the one that's going to be rolled today. That's ship 37. And you can see one on the left. That's not anything current. That's, which one is that? 20, not 20.
Yes, 20.
Is it 20? 20. Yeah. So that's ship 20.
Pretty old one.
Yeah, it just parked up there.
Last Mohican.
Yeah. Yeah, one of those already tested or not anymore. Well, obsolete. Let's just call it obsolete. And ship 38 is at Massey, so obviously that's out of sight. Yeah, so very important because they have big goals, and yeah, for the mass production, yeah, they need to move on. It's unbelievable how well they are proceeding with boosters, and I mean, including myself, probably lots of people were expecting that booster gonna be the problematic one, and ships they're gonna do quite all right. And I think a lot of people thought that because during the high altitude test flights, SN8, 9, 10, 11, not that much, and 15, they were
Let's
doing...
forget 11. Okay.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, not sure why we are mentioning, but so most importantly, they were doing pretty all right, and they were landing as well. So internally, they were doing very well. And then when we had early flight tests from 3, I think 3 was the first one when the second stage made it to space. Yeah. So that was spinning, but after like 4, 5, 6, they were doing really good. And I mean, like nobody expected them. I mean, okay, some people probably, but most of the people were like, okay, this is just too hard to make it a success. But they were doing very well. And then 7 and 8 was pretty much a huge step back, and 9 was but they need to still test engine relight on these suborbital test flights, suborbital test flights. Also the payload door,
I see movement.
Is it moving?
So. Yeah, because of the nose cone shining, you can see the change. So
okay,
it started to roll. Yeah.
Amazing. So we got a roll on our hands.
Okay, first it has to reach the highway, so
yes. So,
But
okay,
at least
so
it
this is
started.
now tricky because it's gonna go behind Mega Bay 1. So there are two big buildings on the right, that's Mega Bay 2, on the left, it's Mega Bay 1. So it's gonna sneak behind Mega Bay 1 because now this is because of the construction of the new Giga Bay, they need to do some tricky route behind. Yeah, there you go. Thank you, Jonathan.
But at least the Remedios Avenue is opened again, so it doesn't have to make a longer way as previously. Ship 36 and maybe 35 as well
Okay.
has had to do it. So behind the Mega Bay 1, it will turn left, and actually it will just roll in front of S20, so the older guy
Nice.
or older ship, and
They're gonna
then
do a
it will,
high five, I'm pretty sure,
yeah.
as they pass each other. Hey,
Yeah, with the
bro.
forward flaps they can make high fives. Yeah. So yeah, then after it will turn again right, left. Sorry, and it will reach the highway 4.
Nice.
And yeah, since this camera angle is pretty good, then we can escort almost the entire way during the rollout. I don't know how quick it will be,
We'll
but
see.
since we are here until 6 o'clock,
Exactly.
so still 40 minutes, it will
It's
be almost
plenty of
reaching the
time.
launch pad already.
Yeah. So in astronomical terms, ship
And it's gone.
37 is occulting Mega Bay 1. This is when a star is covered, let's say, by moon, because obviously moon is closer and a star is much further. So it goes behind a planet or the moon, and then it comes out on the other side.
So
So
it's a ship eclipse now, right?
yeah, yeah, yeah,
Point of view. Yeah.
yeah, yeah, well, yeah. We can say that. That's a good terminology. Okay.
And some
It's
of you just asking, sorry, just one
yeah. Go
quick
for it. Go for it.
question, whether they can perform the static fire already tomorrow, and I don't think so, because it's not only that they are putting the ship 37 on the test ring, and that's all. So it's quite a strange and maybe exciting test article how they changed actually all of the structures and the infrastructure, better to say. So it's a quite interesting ring, because it normally it was only a stand, a ship stand, but it was changed or manifested to a test stand, because of course on the top there are these clamps which are already built for for the ships. That's okay, but on the bottom side, and of course around this ring, the engineers had to make some reinforcements to withstand the forces of the static fire. And rumor has it that ship 37 will conduct 2 static fires, and maybe there will be one more spin prime test as well to check everything. But yeah, maybe they are just go for the static fire for the first time, and after it they will do another one. So we don't know the exact plan yet, but first they have to. So the ship has to reach this rebuilt OLM or changed OLM. So, and it's visible again, I think so. It's coming out behind the Mega Bay 1.
Oh yeah, we're gonna turn the
So
camera
yeah,
in a
it will be a
secundo.
quite interesting sight or view to see a ship, only a ship on the OLM, because maybe not nobody of us would think previously that the ship can join only itself on the OLM. But yeah,
Mm-hmm.
it's the it's the closest future what we can imagine.
Yep. There we
So
go. There we go. So now we can see the backside of ship 37 and then the belly side of ship 20. So we can see from the front and from the back One prototype. There we go. And we got 2 boosters there, 2 retired booster. One is not retired. One is 15, I think, or one is 4.
No. 15 is in the Mega Bay one.
Oh, okay, it is. Okay. And yeah,
That's
14 is gone. Yeah,
that's
14 had
B12, I
its second
think.
flight. Yeah. Which one? 10 and 12?
Yes.
Okay. So they are both obsolete as well.
Yeah. So nothing of it will fly again. That's for sure.
Yep.
So
Yep.
they are retired already.
It's quite crazy. Okay, lately it's not that obvious, but it wasn't that long time ago when ships were just and boosters, they were just coming and going, and how the design has been changed or they tweaked a little bit of this, little bit of that, and sometimes they had to skip let's say ship prototypes, because by the time they got to a point they realized that they we need to change something else, and then they just skipped 1 or 2, and then they just went for, I don't know, for the next one. I think ship 20 was like one of these, so there was like 15, and then they skipped 16, 17, 18, 19 or something like that.
Yeah, they skipped 4 ships
Yeah.
altogether because, yeah, they constructed them too quick, and
Yeah.
but they wasn't needed. They weren't needed anymore because they so the SpaceX engineers wanted to step forward bigger, and that's why these 4 prototypes were not to fly anymore, not to meant fly anymore.
Absolutely. The other day I was reading an article and it was questioning whether SpaceX is not too aggressive with their iterative design. So probably if you are new on this channel for some reason, or you never heard of this, iterative design is completely different to traditional rocket developments. It's basically an aggressive way of developing. It's hardware rich. This is the funny way of saying it. So instead of working on the vehicle itself up until it's ready, like SLS, so you never seen any prototyping with that. They just worked it out. They took their time, and once it's ready, it's going. But not many people know that this is what SpaceX is doing or used to do with Falcon 9 and now is doing in a larger scale with Starships. This is exactly how NASA was conducting their developments in the 60s. And somehow it went obsolete, and now SpaceX just dragged it back into fashion. So they just keep on sacrificing hardware. Seemingly it's expensive stuff, but in the grand scheme of design, it's not. It's actually peanuts of how much these prototypes are costing, and the plan of it is that mass production. So they want to do like 3 ships a week, which is it's
That's the plan.
unbelievable scale of production. And why I mention only ship is because boosters, it's like Falcon 9. Once you have an army, well, I don't know, a couple of boosters, and they just keep on doing a rotation, and they just keep on taking second stages up to space. So you don't need like 100 of them. But with ships, this is gonna be a different stuff.
Yeah, so this iterative way how SpaceX develops its prototypes, it's not a pretty new thing, but as Sabi mentioned, in the 60s, it wasn't in front of the eyes of everyone, or at least half of the world as of now, because there weren't so many cameras just facing to the Starbase and looking at 24/7 all the time what's happening. So, but now we are so lucky that we can see actually the birth of the Starship from the very beginning. So it's a quite interesting and exciting era where we are living. So, and of course there are setbacks, but it's part of the story. So
Absolutely.
if somebody thinks that SpaceX can do everything for the first time, it's wrong. So these starships are so they are meaning so new era and so new solutions that
An approach as well.
it's for sure that nothing is working for the first time. So nobody has to think about it.
Having said that, the past few months were definitely not what they were expecting.
Yes.
I think everybody was okay, let's just comment what's happening before I continue. So it's on Highway 4 and it
Mhm.
looks like it's speeding up. So it's gonna travel like 10 kilometers per hour. Probably it's
About that.
probably slightly faster than a crawler that used to take shuttles and SLS to the launch pad, but it's still pretty slow. I need to shout out for these SPMTs, these transporter vehicles, because they are the coolest thing there ever. They are doing so versatile job. I love them personally. Um, so I was onto something. Oh, this is bad. Yeah. So they kind of. I think a lot of people assume that they kind of lost their way with the past few, well, launches and flights. I think the last one was an exception. So it
Mhm.
was not a fault of the vehicle itself, or it was, but it's not the design that caused the problem. Like with Flight 7 and Flight 8, it was rather the COPV, that tank in the nose cone area or the payload area, and that blew up unexpectedly, and that caused quite a lot of havoc. But it's a shame because after Flight 9, I think they could have had a good chance on flying that prototype and doing some good stuff.
Yes. So um, they say, or some saying that SpaceX is about 7 months behind schedule. So it's a
Yep.
quite long, or quite big distance. How the plans are, and normally or most optional. As most optional, for example, ship 38 could have been the second or maybe the third ship, which could have already um, take, or better to say, launched Starlink V3 version satellites.
Dummy.
But we are still about the suborbital test flights, and of course, it's not optimal, nor not for SpaceX nor for NASA because of the Artemis 3, of course, as everybody knows, because SpaceX plays a pretty big role in the Artemis program as well. So the setbacks are not bad news only for them, but for the NASA guys as well.
Yeah.
So it's pretty bad, but hopefully the engineers could leave behind these setbacks and the failures, and they can focus on stepping forward with these two last version 2 ships. And of course, then after the new generation is introduced with the
Mhm.
ship 39, then they can focus again on the right way.
Mhm. As far as I see, Ship 37 is not moving just yet. I think they are waiting for something, but let's hope that.
Maybe for the sheriff to
Yeah.
close the
Hmm.
road,
Yeah,
or maybe
probably.
ship 37 can't decide which direction it has to, or
No,
it
no, no,
wants
no,
to
no. It
roll.
knows exactly. It wants to go to the test site in a way. It wants to be static fired, okay? And there's no
No, no,
hesitation
no.
in that.
I don't want static fire, please. I want to go to the masses.
So yes, it's heading to the pad now, and hopefully they're gonna do static fire very soon in a couple of days time. There was a question I have seen. Yes, so Imagine Beyond is asking if the next two test flights go well. When can we expect full orbital flights? I don't think. Okay, so let's name them. So the
Now
upcoming
it's moving
flight.
again. Sorry, it's
Cool.
turning now.
Okay, awesome.
Just look at the flaps.
Yep. Oh yeah, 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 yeah. We can see. Oh yeah. Okay, it's definitely turning.
So it
Nice.
decided it's coming to the pad.
It cannot avoid its fate. So let's just call them.
Sorry.
So flight 10 is for ship 37 and flight 11 is for ship 38. So I
Right.
think I think flight 12 is gonna be it's still a suborbital if you ask me, because that's gonna be the first V3 ships, and I don't
Yeah.
think they will allow it to go to orbit before it proves that it has what it takes. So, namely, relighting one Raptor engine to prove that it can do a deorbit burn, and I think that's the most well, yeah.
Yeah, because it's a new generation Raptor, so not
Oh,
only
that's
the
gonna be
ship and the
the.
booster, so
Oh,
that
okay.
will be
So that's
the
gonna be
introduce
V3 Raptor as well.
right. So
Hmm.
the
Cool, cool, cool.
as last time as I said, it's the 3x3. So
Three times
booster
three, yeah.
version 3, ship version 3, and Raptor version 3.
Holy crap. Okay. That's definitely going to be something to look for. Yeah, that's going to be cool. So, but to go on orbit, correct me if I'm wrong, but if they demonstrate the deorbit burn, that's going to be kind of enough. So the heat shield does not have to work properly to go to orbit. So if it burns up
Yeah.
on the reentry, that's still okay. Well, not okay, but acceptable, because they have the hazard area on the Indian Ocean most likely, or probably not on the Indian Ocean. Well, yeah.
Yes.
No, no, no. It's gonna be the Pacific, because if it's an
Ah,
orbit,
yeah, Pacific.
yeah,
Or
they're gonna attempt a
it
landing.
depends.
Yeah, but if nothing is all right, they're just gonna do the deorbit burn the way that it will. Probably the first time they're not gonna. Well, I don't know if they're gonna give an attempt on landing. But anyway, regarding to the question about going to orbit or not, I think Flight 12 is still not going to orbit, and probably Flight 13. Yeah,
Yeah.
if you
So
ask me.
the main thing is the deorbit burn, because what the authorities looking for, that the ship has to direct it back to the atmosphere.
To a specific
Then
place.
after what happens, they don't care. So whether it's blowing up, of course, okay, they care. Okay, so I wanted to say, uh, the heat shield can perform as it wants. So that's what I'm saying, that it doesn't matter based on the authorities. So if it burns up, then it's only the SpaceX problem, until it's still in the prepared corridor.
Hmm.
But the deorbit burn is a main thing to go to orbit, because otherwise, if it's not conducted precisely, then the ship can remain in space and can remain on orbit, and it's already a big problem,
Yep.
or would be a big problem. So that's why, until the SpaceX can't perform, or better to say that any ship can't perform any deorbit burn, then the orbital flight is not a question.
Hmm. Yep. Some of you is still asking whether ship 38 will go straight to from Massey's to the pad. No, it will definitely not. So it doesn't have engines. So without engine, it's pretty difficult to do a static fire test. But look at
It's
that.
not. No. It's not stopped. Just the camera was a bit
Yeah.
lagged.
But I was about to say, look, it's flying now. It's
Yeah, it's top. It's in top speed.
absolutely. Look, this is smashing now. So
Yeah.
probably, well, by the time of the end of the show, well, we'll see how far it gets. But if there is no setback on the way, it's gonna do quite a distance in the next 23-ish minutes. Yeah, let's see.
At
So it's
least it
possible.
will
Yep.
it will reach this big right turn.
Yep. Yep. I mean, we can stay a little longer. Let's see how far we are. I mean, we have some other, what is it called?
Premiere.
Obligations from 6:15. But let's see. I mean, it would be nice to see us, how far it gets in the next, I don't know, couple of, maybe 20
Yeah,
minutes,
but
20,
it's coming
25.
with light speed, so
Absolutely.
hope the
Now it's
best.
smashing. Yeah, absolutely. So it's passing by. Let's just talk about that big black building that it has some construction on its right side. And on the very right end, there is an X logo, a SpaceX logo. So that's Star Factory. And Star Factory is going to play a crucial role in mass production. Very important to see, I think, that Starbase is always going to remain an R&D site, so a research and development site, and therefore from here they can only do limited amount of launches to a more limited direction. So they basically can launch to one direction as far as I'm concerned, and that's kind of towards the Caribbean, and that limits a lot on what they can do. Yeah, they can go on orbit. They can test the boosters in ships. Most importantly, ships coming back from orbit and doing the landings. But very important to understand that they will never allow Starship anywhere near Florida until it's working reliably, because that's a different story. But eventually, Florida gonna be the place where they're gonna keep on launching operational missions.
Yeah, so Florida or the Space Coast is the holy ground of everything. So I
Yeah,
don't think so that NASA or even the Space Force would allow to
yeah.
do these games or play these games what SpaceX is doing these months or these first years. But it's the part of the research and development. So of course it's a good thing that SpaceX has this test site and launch site
Hmm.
to perform what they want, far from everything else. But Florida is a totally different story. Um, in the meantime, the camera is lagging again, or what happened because the ship is not moving.
Yeah, no, no, it's good. It's
Moving,
good. It's
okay,
good. Yeah, 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 yeah.
okay.
It's fine. Yeah.
Ah, yes, it's moving. Okay,
No, 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 it's moving. Don't bring the heart attack
sorry.
to people. My left arm started being numb. It's a sign of stroke. Come on, don't do this to me. So yeah, so Star Factory gonna play a crucial role in sort of finding out the way of mass producing this vehicle, machines that creating machines, and probably that's the hardest. That's what we've seen probably at Tesla, and they kind of nailed it pretty much excellently. And here, what SpaceX is planning, it's unheard of. That no one has produced prototype rockets at this rate already.
And yeah, the first signs are already visible actually. So they are constructing already 7 ships, or at least nose cones.
Yeah, yeah. But obviously, they cannot go ahead up until they know exactly that, okay, this is a good design, and we can
Hmm.
smash it, because after flight 7, there were already some speculations that the whole design of the generation 2 is completely wrong, and they had like 4 or 5 V3 ships begun. Definitely 3 or 4.
At least 4. Yeah.
Yeah. So if it's completely bad, or they couldn't cure it one way or another, they should have done like scrapping everything, and that's not really a good place, because it means like 5, 6 months of delay. So
Yeah.
they cannot go steam ahead and producing stuff until they know exactly that that's the right stuff they are producing, and they only need to do tiny tweaks on them.
Yeah, that's why it's quite interesting why they have decided to start 7 nose cones in a row
Yeah.
because they are already at ship 45, I think so. So
Hmm.
that's why it's if you are counting from 39, it takes 7 ships or at least nose cones in total. So
I
uh,
think, hold
however,
on.
they don't have precise or exact test data yet
Hmm.
from an entire test flight.
from ring watchers, if you show this slide for a second, yeah, so you can see that we are at ship 37 and 38, and then all those ships are at some point, they are at some stage of
Mhm.
their own development. Yeah, that's this is, yeah,
And
unbelievable.
of course, these are the nose cones only what are visible from outside, from the other side of the highway, because it can be that
Yeah.
they have already more parts
Hmm.
of the hull.
Yep.
So that's the what we can see by the ship 39 and 42. This common dome or half dome sections is what the photographers have seen,
Hmm.
but it doesn't mean that it's not anymore inside the Star Factory. Just we can't see them, or at least the photographers can't see them because everything is hidden already.
Hmm. If we have for 1 second a photo, then I can show you exactly where ship 37 is. There you go. So we are right here at the moment, somewhere
Hmm.
here. Oopsie. So somewhere here, and it's just about approaching this right turn.
Yeah.
This is like watching Formula One, and it's approaching the right-hand corner, and it's staying, it's speeding up. So yeah, so it's about it just passed the black building, well, the white building with the black side, and then it's approaching towards the turn. Yeah, well,
Yeah,
ish.
it's coming pretty nice. So
Hmm.
hopefully the SPMTs won't scrap or won't break down.
Yeah, hopefully. Okay, let's see if we have any questions. Okay, let me see. Do you see any questions? Because we try to,
um,
yeah, we try to pull in as
I know
many questions as possible. Hmm.
I know one question which is coming up every time,
Okay.
that one when can come the first launch from the Pad B. So, and the answer is, of course, we don't know, but hopefully still this year, but the end of the year at the earliest, because on on one hand, of course, it depends on Pad B construction, how they can finish everything. So
Hmm.
the pipes system and of course the entire infrastructure. And on the other hand, of course, there is the hardware question, because until there is no hardware to test, I mean the third generation boosters and chips, and of course with them the third version Raptors, then of course nothing is to test it. So it can be that, for example, the Pad B will be ready. I don't know. Let's say in October, but until it, nor not ships nor boosters will be ready, because as far as we know, the Raptor 3 testing is facing some troubles, and it takes more time for the engineers to make the Raptor 3 reliable enough. And that means until the engine itself it's not reliable, then the new generations of the boosters and chips could test only with the cryostations at the masses. And of course, it's not enough for the Pad B launches.
Hmm.
So that's why it's hard to answer on this question. That's why I'm just saying that we can hope that the first launch from the Pad B will be still in this year, but the very end of this year, and nobody would be surprised if it will be delayed until early 2026.
Hmm. Hmm. Okay. I think this is the point where we have to say that if you like what we do here at What About It, please smash that like button and subscribe, because this is how we can grow. And Felix is doing a great job of maintaining this amazing community. So, and obviously we have a live feed there. So please appreciate what we do, because it goes a very long way. So I can see that the ship is nicely approaching to this corner area, and
Mhm.
hopefully it will reach it very soon. I will mark exactly where exactly we are again, and if we get back the photo for 1 second, so we are approaching that area, and I think we're gonna pan the camera at some point to see that there is this pond or that kind of swampy area, and by the right of it is where the corner is. So yeah, in the last episode last week, we've been talking about this starship sort of. I think it's called Polaris Station. Who was it doing? I think Thinkful was the person who made that render, and that looked actually pretty cool, I have to say. And yeah, I mean, there are so big plans for Starship. It's gonna change everything so nicely. So hopefully, yeah, it's gonna come together. Let's hope we can turn the camera in time. There we go. So this is the area we are approaching right now, and yeah, so the camera will be turning, and we're gonna hopefully. Okay, so we. Yeah. So there we go. So that's there. So yeah, so it's gonna be nice. So we are planning, I mean, SpaceX is planning so much stuff with this. This is gonna bring down the cost of launching things to space in with an order of magnitude. I think that there are so many people who are so, I don't know, have high expectations towards SpaceX and Starship. And I know that it's not that fashionable lately, what's been going on in the space industry, and a lot of people kind of bashing Elon Musk for various reasons. But one thing is sure, that if this thing is going to work, and we've seen that it's been working, it was just not there yet, but we've seen flying, and I think everybody was having a mega jaw-dropping moment, because when it goes, oh man, it goes so nicely and gracefully, and those re-entry burns, the plasma phases, the landings is gonna be crazy. And imagine it on orbit. I just can't wait to see it in the night sky. I image the International Space Station with the telescope, and I bet that it's gonna look so nice on a telescopic photograph. Ah, can't wait.
And that's why I just want to be 1 year older, but just from because of this reason, because hopefully 1 year later we are already at least at that phase that we have seen one orbital test flight. Or sorry, orbital refueling flight.
Yeah, the refueling.
So,
yeah, two of
and
them
actually
chasing each other. Oh my
yeah,
god,
chase
that's
on
gonna
the
be
target. So
mega
yeah,
crazy.
it will be incredible to see them.
Yeah, exactly.
But of course, until that time, some things has to happen. And yeah, the first that at least one or two version 2 ships has to perform an entire test flight, which
Yeah.
is not happened yet and so far. So yeah, step by step.
Yeah, Robert Vale is right. Is telling us the road closures tomorrow and Wednesday. So yeah, probably there's a chance of a static fire test, but it all depends on how they can make it fit. This is gonna be the first time that a ship is going to be put on OLM without a booster,
And it's
just
not a
by
planned
its.
thing.
Yeah, exactly. So if the fit checks are all right, and they think that the systems are all right, yeah, probably they're gonna go for it. Let's hope they're gonna go for it. But yeah, it depends on how things going.
Of course, they have to be in hurry, but everybody can be sure that this predicted 4th of August flight data or flight flight day, which is coming from Elon. Elon said it's not valid, so it's just in 1 week. So hopefully nobody thinks that the flight 10 can come in one week. So if we are lucky, then we can see around middle of August flight 10, and if we are lucky. And if we are not lucky, then I don't want to finish the sentence.
Yep. So let's just run through exactly what has to happen from now on. So this is gonna be ending up in like less than an hour at OLM. Well, it's gonna be there at the test site. They're gonna lift it. They're gonna place it onto this ring. They're gonna do the static fire test hopefully in the next couple of days. Then it goes back to Mega Bay 2.
2 static fires, sorry.
Oh, two
That's the
static
plan.
fires. Oh yeah, okay, okay. So one for the relight and one with the 6 Raptor engines, right?
It can be, or they just performing 2 normal static fire, or yeah, original, or how to say, with 6 engines and full duration static fire. But who knows?
Okay. So then it goes back, and what needs to be done? Because it's now it's flapped, so it has both the aft and the was the nose
Forward.
flaps, forward flaps. Thank you. And then the heat tile is still unfinished. So
Yes.
so
Yeah, we
that's
just
still.
talked about. Sorry. Yeah. Go on.
Now, I'm just saying that this is still quite a job. I mean, you can see
Yeah.
it's not even.
Yeah, we just talked about previous the show, or yeah, before the show, that however it was quite all around scaffolding. I mean, all around the hall inside the Mega Bay 2. This heat shield is quite incomplete. So at least I thought that it's already finished 100%, and it's not. So it's quite interesting, and yeah, maybe it takes at least, or yeah, let's say a couple of days, but maybe 1 week to finish everything, and of course check the systems. So that's why I mentioned that if we are lucky, then the flight 10 can come around middle of August. So in 2 or 3 weeks, but yeah, we'll see.
Yeah. They definitely want to make sure everything is all right. I think that's the right way to do, not to rush it. Yes, they are delayed. They are behind their own schedule and they are behind NASA's schedule, but there is no point rushing at all because they want to make it successful, and the requirement for that is basically that it needs to work as much as possible. Let's hope for some excitement because hopefully once they overstepping these two, well, the problems and V2 generation, then yeah, I would like to think that that's gonna be a new era. That's gonna be a completely new time, and this new prototype is gonna work so much better. Yeah.
And again, who talked previously that a ship can be seen by itself on the OLM? So that's the strange happenings, and that's the life. So
Yeah, definitely strange development. Nobody expected that to happen. It's just, yeah, it's yeah. The blow up of Ship 36 is just it was just completely unexpected, and I think a lot of us felt like so bad because that should not have happened. But in the same time, this is exactly the point of this development. I actually am very happy that it blew up there and then, because if it happens when it's a full stack and let's say half loaded, not even mentioning fully loaded full stack, then the damage is crazy. Or if it happens like 3, 4, 10 flights later, this is something that's good that it came out, and I think they learned from it. They are learning from every mistake or every bad come out. So yeah, let's hope that it just make them stronger, not weaker.
yeah, just the strange thing that this kind of failure came up. So with the COPV, and who thought, or who would have thought that this kind of failure can come up in this phase of the testing. So of course the Starship program itself, it's quite very not very, but still in the early phase. But the COPVs so far haven't been the bottleneck of this test program. So it's quite strange that these pressure failure came up. but yeah, as Sabi mentioned, it's it's better to coming up now as rather than with a fully loaded or half or semi-fueled Starship full stack.
Yep. By the end of the show, please let us know where are you watching us. It would I can see Croatia split. There was a person from Bergen, I think, Norway.
Yeah.
Yeah, just let us know where are you watching us. And in the meantime, I have to say that if we are finishing at some point in the next, let's say, 10 minutes, you can still watch this because What About It has a 24/7 live stream. So please make a good use of it because you can still watch the events, maybe the lift onto the pad and all that stuff. So it's definitely worth keeping an eye on the 24/7 stream. Okay, and from the back channel, we hear that Jonathan is going to leave this very stream online up until it's when? Up until it's good. Yeah, up until it's on the
Until it's
OLM.
on OLM,
Okay, cool.
okay.
Okay, so definitely don't tune away once we go muted because you can watch the same stream. Yeah, but you know what? Now that it's zoomed in, it's actually not that much heat tiling is missing.
But
mean-
just look at the whole. So if I'm remembering back the ship 36 or ship 35 with this point when they are going for when they were going to the static fire, they were in a later phase of the completion of that heat shield. So that's why I'm looking quite strange on this prototype. Why is still not ready? However, as I mentioned, all around there was scaffolding inside the megabase. So some of course I know something was worked on, but of course we don't know what because we haven't seen we couldn't look inside the megabase too. Hopefully they can finish.
The reality is it's not finished. We don't know the reason.
That's for sure. Yeah.
We can only see what we see. So this is the current state of it. Hopefully, I mean, we've seen that they have changed not the whole, but like almost a complete heat tile system on a ship. So if they go ahead, they can pull it in. So yeah, they can do amazing job in a very short time. It depends on, is it a new system they are testing now? Are they putting new stuff on it? We don't know. We just see that it's finished or not finished, but there is no inside information, right?
Yeah. Of course, I can imagine there are lots of experimental things under the heat tiles, or the heat tiles are the experiments themselves. So yeah, these are these details what we can't see or what we can't look inside or look into. Yeah, I'm just checking the chat, and yeah, there are lots of people all around the world. So it's nice to see there are watching us from Canada, from of course US, Italy, Australia,
Cool.
Croatia, Georgia. Yeah, that's in the US, Georgia. So it's not the European Georgia. New Mexico, Canada again. So yeah,
Nice.
Hello guys, and thanks for watching.
Nice. North America is rocking now, but hopefully,
Germany.
hopefully, Europe is holding as well. We know exactly that we are
Ireland.
Hungarians, and we know that a lot of people are watching. Usually, why from Hungary, and we've got a very strong community here in Hungary. So we are actually pretty proud of it. That a lot of people are cheering for the Starship program, and I can only assume that happens everywhere because Starship again is going to be a game changer in terms of launching satellites. Imagine James Webb doesn't need to be folded up like an origami. Doesn't need to spend like years on finding out how to do those steps on the arms and the shielding and the mirror and all that stuff that's folded in. You just chuck it into the payload. area and just launch it. I mean, the realm of possibilities is gonna be so wide. So I can't wait.
Just reach that point
Yes.
that some Starship will be operational one day.
Yeah. Awesome. Okay. I think sadly we need to go, but just stay tuned. Keep watching this stream. We'll be back next week, so we really hope that you like our commentary. Usually we bring some new stuff. We talk about what changed and possibilities. Last week we talked about deep space possibilities of how multiple starship can create a bigger sort of what's it called? Like not spaceship, but like a fleet that you can do deep space travel, things like that. So we try to bring some cool stuff, even though when we are dried up on new information and developments. But hopefully from now on that things are in motion, just like Ship 37. Hopefully things gonna be back to normal. Gigabay is being built. Florida is flourishing. So there are so many stuff that hopefully we can bring next week. So yeah, come back to
Hopefully
us.
we can bring for you only good news about Ship 38 and 37 as well. And hopefully they will be already both of them in the Mega Bay 2 for preparation to the next phase. So yeah, we see each other next time on Monday. And thanks for watching again.
Indeed. And before you go, just smash that like button. Have a lovely week. Have a lovely week. See you next week, guys. And let's hope that next week we're going to bring you a successful static fire. Haha. Have a good one. Take care. See you guys.
Bye bye. Have a nice week.
Bye.